en vivo, sí. Yeah. Thank you. I'm really happy to be here today. Thank you for the public. Thank you for your presence here. It's really a great opportunity to talk here about Rikimbili. Thank you very much. Um, I'm trying to. Oh, okay. I know now there is a mistake in the in the PowerPoint. I will correct later. It's supposed to be Rikimbili. Then I will pass for the next one. Uh, the presentation today is about an artifact created by Cubans in the, maybe we can say the last 30 years. It's a bicycle with a small engine from different machines, sometimes fumigation device, sometimes sew machines, or different kind of engine. There is maybe 4 or 5 kind of engine that they are reused to activate the Rikimbili. Then I was working with this subject for many years now, for 20 years now, but I have a new approach to the subject, looking to the idea of the placeholder. It's okay, the audio? Yeah. The placeholder is a kind of a dispositive, it's a mechanism that was used before in the graphic design to preserve the position of the photographic material or illustration in a document when you are sending to print. Then when you have a document like a book, this was happening maybe 20 years ago, when you send the document, the original, to print to the printing factory, you need to separate the color, the photographic material, and the layout of the page. Then you put a black square occupating the position of the photographic, or the position that the photographic will occupy it when the material is printed. Then this idea of placeholder is a English term to talk about something that is keeping the position of other things. We can think, for example, the Pope in Roma is the placeholder of Jesus Christ in the land, in the earth. Then to think about placeholder from the critical point of view is very important for me. In this case, we can say like every object created by Cubans in the 90s is a kind of placeholder. For example, if somebody elaborate a lamp using a bottle and to have to create a kerosene lamp, this lamp is a placeholder of the original material, the original object that was supposed to be in the house, but that is no more there because the economic crisis, because any reason. Then many of the objects that Cuban created in the 90s are working as a vicarious object or placeholders or ersatz object or sucedáneos. Then the main question for me is what happened or which kind of political potentiality this object have when occupied in the temporary way the function created by, for the space created by other object, like a real motorbike. What happened with the Rikimbili is occupied in this position for the transportation, to resolve the problem of the transportation. Then we can talk, for example, about many times the idea of the placeholder is used. During the COVID, many people start talking about how much distance need to be between two persons. And many memes around the internet appear with different proposition about how much distance is good to don't be contaminated by the virus. And many jokes approach. People start, for example, talking about, I found many examples, like 6 feet is also 3 adult koalas, 2 calf or a cow, 2 shopping cars, Floridian alligators. Many jokes appear in internet in this moment to talk about placeholder idea about yes, to replace the distance between 2 meters or 6 feet that was proposed by the public sanity or health. Then In Cuba, we talk about that all the time too. You know, there is no idea of the placeholder, but it's idea of the something replacing the position temporary, provisional. And this, in this case, is a zoo, is the park in the Havana Zoo. And in some moment, the government allowed to the people to use the park and to replace and to repair the object of the park to be used by the kids. These people decide to use this kind of inflatable for the beach, taking the position of the park, the toys for the park every day to be used by the kids. But every day they remove and they keep it, and the other day they put again, they put air, and it is working again. It's an object that is every day removed to avoid is steal by the people or stolen by the people, and yeah, the kids are using that all the time in the park. But every day is replaced by others. By it's not replaced, but it's removed by the people dealing with the park, and they keep it and they protect and they try to do it at the other day. Then to have this idea of placeholder, you need to understand very well what frame, what is the metric of the object that you want to replace. For example, this is we call that coordinate metrics. In this case, this person have a car, it's an American old car, and he need to replace the lightings, the diffuser of the lights of the car, and he using this bottle of PET. The guy recognized the form automatically, the proportion of the bottle to replace this element to repair the car. Yeah. Sometimes people are using this is something that is common to find in Havana. You can walking around and you will see this kind of the legs of the fans in the street, not in the sidewalk, but in the street, and everybody recognize there that this is placeholder of the car. They are keeping the parking lot for the car. They use that. They put sometimes it's a chair, sometimes it's the legs of the fan to protect the space because they don't want somebody taking this car for them. This is space for them. There is no money key sometimes, but people use the boxes. The box is being a kind of placeholder of the money key for the kids. There is many examples in Cuba about object that is there, just keeping the position of the unoriginal object that is no more in the place. Then the main subject for today is the Rikimbili has a meta placeholder. The Rikimbili is an object that is keeping the position of the motorbike. It's a motorbike made by the people. People adding parts, different elements, different engines to use it as a motorbike. Then we will see there is a bike, and in this way it's almost a kind of a didactic Rikimbili because you can understand very well how the system is working. This is the other side. This object was illegal in Cuba in the 90s and was it's illegal still because it's a really dangerous object. And normally what you can listen in the city is the sound of the engine. They are never using the main avenue. They are moving in the internal avenue, and you only recognize the sound. And the sound is the sound of the saw machine or fumigation device. It's really loud engine producing loud sounds, and people avoiding to confront the police in the city, in this case. Then I start writing about this idea of the placeholder with this question. If the Rikimbili is a placeholder, and I explained before that placeholder is a word coming from the graphic design. It's when you was sending to print many years ago a book to the printer, you put the photo, you send the photo in an independent way, you send an original to print, and you put in the position of the photo a black square. This black square is keeping the position of the photo will occupy at the end in the printed material. Then the placeholder is a device, is dispositive, keeping the position to other thing in this way. Then if we think, I said before that a pope, the pope is Juan Carlos, no, it's Juan Pablo, is the vicarius of Roma. It's a placeholder. Vicarius, that it has the same meaning. It's a placeholder. It's somebody taking a position for the temporary moment. Then what kind of question is doing the Rikimbili to the design culture? When you have this kind of object living with you every day, how this object made by people to confront needs, object of necessity, how these objects are doing new questions to the people about creativity, about who is the person with authority to design, who can produce this, which kind of object we need to produce today. Then this object is going inside the life of the people, but it's doing political question all the time. It's confronting the material culture that we are living today. Then in the last years, in the last maybe 2 years, a new regulation in Cuba allowed to the people to legalize this object. You can inscribe now a Rikimbili. Then a big black market of spare parts appear everywhere, in every town of the country. And everywhere you can find people selling parts for cars to create new kind of cars. And normally people are using, when you look online or you look in the Facebook, you can find that many of the background of the spare parts are coming from the domestic environment. They are doing the photo of the spare parts in the house, using the bed sometimes, using the floors of the house. Sometimes you see the Rikimbili totally complete. Sometimes the same person is selling a post, and you see the image of the Rikimbili totally ensemble and the Rikimbili totally ensemble, because he's selling both things. He can sell the Rikimbili totally in the has a motorbike, or he can sell you the parts. Then the Rikimbili is something that is never finished. You start ensembling your Rikimbili, but depending of the piece that you found, you will add new layers to the same object. And sometimes people talk about that as a project. They put the post in Facebook and they say, "What do you think about my project?" They are thinking about something that they are doing in time, adding new information every day or new elements every day. It's very common to find these kind of things in Facebook about how they are promoting these pieces to the others, to promote the others, to sell to the others. There is different ways to articulate the parts. Then even the words. Rikimbili is something I was doing research about the name, and the first idea that I had was about Rikimbili has an onomatopoeic sound, because when you have a Rikimbili, the sound of the machine is like something that became in parts in any moment. It's cling, cling, cling. It's a kind of metal sound. But following this question and asking to people that have Rikimbili, all people mainly, they say that was in Cuba, were in Cuba the 50, two Americans selling bicycle with little engines. And the name of the people was in the sign was Rick and Billy. Then this looked like a kind of yeah, a transformation of and putting together both names to create the word of the Rick and Billy. But when you look online and you try to find the information about Rikimbili in Cuba, you will find many ways to say that, many ways to write Rikimbili. Sometimes you have Rikimbili with K, sometimes with Q, sometimes it's with M, B, N. That is a Y. Many ways to write. There is no an agreement to do it. And now in the last years, because there is some kind of penalty coming from the government is accepting the word. And in the regulation today, you can find the word Rikimbili. This word is already inside the regulation used by the government. They are writing this word. It's a word created by the population. Many others. Sometime in the same, if you start looking for this machine for many years, you will find the same object with some alteration, with some improve. They are adding new engine, new colors, new structures. You can see the object in many moments, many states. In the last years, this wish to have a car or Rikimbili was growing, and now people is doing this kind of things, doing trucks, bus, big cars. And now the engines are coming from everywhere. Now you can find a Rikimbili with a lava engine, for example. It's a Russian car, or Moscovite, or this kind of car that was in Cuba in the 90s, in the 80s and 90s. I think I finished. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Thank you.